Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's Get in Tune. I am Michael Gracia, and I am back. I put February on hold except for one show I did for Kevin Garcia's World's War Comics, which I believe might still be up on Kickstarter for a few days. You guys got to check it out. Really cool public domain concept idea. But yeah, I took it off. I had some other work to do. One of the things was putting this together, the complete collection of the complete 2023 collection of my comic strip, The Wiz. All right, so we have all the strips collected in here with a couple of extra pages of bonus features at the end. Please make sure you check it out. You can get your copy currently up on Amazon. I will put the link in the comments. It's a long link. I'm sorry. There you go. If that works. That looks like it's going to be weird. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I should have used a different link. Let's try this. Sorry. The links don't look like they popped up. Anyway, let's try it one more time. Yeah, it maybe pops up on your end. I don't see them as functional links on my side. Anyway, let's not worry about that right now. Just don't forget, new Wiz out today, and you can get the collection up on Amazon through the link I share. I have a terrific guest tonight. I want to thank the people who already have popped on. Kimberly, thank you for tuning in. I've got an awesome artist on who has been on the show in the past. Terrific guy. Last time he was on was the first time I interviewed him, and we hit it off, and we occasionally now get to chatting off the show. I'd love to talk to him more. So glad that he's on tonight. Bring on Jason Dube. If I'm saying it correctly, I don't remember it's Dube, but Jason Dube of Scattered Comics. Hello.
Hey, what's going on, Michael? Thanks for having me on.
Oh, anytime. Did I say your name correct?
So it's Doobie.
Doobie, that's what I thought. I always
the Doobie Brothers, or the substance.
Constantly screwing stuff up. Now, before we even get started, you currently have an Indiegogo up. Is that right?
I do. Right now, I think it's 20 days left in it. It's called Kill Jessica Kill. It's about a werewolf girl, basically her origin story. It's a horror type comic. Lots of action, lots of, I guess, sexy werewolf girls, and I'll just say it. And yeah, it's over there on Indiegogo. Anyone want to check it out and help support? That would be great. Kimberly says it's raining over there in California, but I'm in California. It's not raining here.
I don't know what part. We had kind of a crappy day today. It's probably still raining here. I'm in New York, and I don't know. They say tomorrow it's supposed to be bad, but according to the weather app on the Apple phone says just kind of gray. So I don't know what we're getting tomorrow here.
I'm hoping for some more rain. I love the rain.
I'm not a big fan. I get my allergies acting up when the.
Oh yeah, see, and that's the thing. When it starts and stops, then you're just a mess. I know my ears have been popping and stuff lately.
Yeah, last night wasn't a good night's sleep for me. But I was also up until 2:30 in the morning drawing the Wiz for all you guys today. So make sure you stop at the Wiz Comic on Instagram or Facebook. It's usually below us. I haven't had a chance to. I forgot to post our stuff. Hold on.
That looks like a thick book you got there too.
It's 56 pages.
Nice.
So it's literally 52 pages of comics. There are the first page is kind of an introduction page, and then I have 3 pages, 2 of them from my sketchbook. Well, not really an official sketchbook. I draw a lot on like loose paper, but like stuff going back to when I started the Wiz, and the last page is about how I make my comics. Let's go back to hey, Don is in there. Yes, I will blame it on the rain. Always do. And the Wiz is fantastic. Thank you very much. Hey, Mike. So, yeah. So, for those who don't know you, Jason, tell us a little bit about yourself. I know we just pitched your your kicks.
Yeah, I just started talking about a comic, and they don't like, who's this guy?
But let's find out a little bit more about you. But then what we're going to do, and what's going to be fun tonight, is we're going to do a live draw together, and we'll figure out that in a moment. I'm actually, while you're talking, I'm going to switch to another monitor.
Yeah, so you got my little profile thing that just popped up down there. So I'm Jason Dube, comic book artist, writer, and publisher. I'm just reading that. My comic book company is called Scattered Comics. We publish comics from all over, different kinds of genres. Basically, it's a bunch of different creators that we all come together. And basically, instead of being on our own solo, trying to do our own comic book solo, we band together in one umbrella company called Scattered Comics, where we can help get into conventions, get more tables, and just kind of get through this industry. You know, it's hard to navigate sometimes. So when you got help, you know, everyone's got, you know, their hand in different areas. We can all kind of say, hey, look, you know, this is something that is good for you. And people can jump in if they like it. They don't have to. So it's basically a collective of creators, you know, just trying to help each other out.
That's really cool.
So Scattered Studios, on the other hand, is a freelance, or I guess contract. If someone needs a comic book artist or a colorist, check out Scattered Studios, because that is your comic books together. A bunch of arts and colors there. All right,
that's awesome. That is awesome. So let's talk about the live draw before we get started on there.
All right, sweet.
Do you want to just draw whatever? Do you want to have a theme tonight? Do you want to?
No, I thought you were going to have a theme.
I tend to like come up with the idea, but I like to talk to the artist and see what they're in the mood for. Like my guest, like last time I did
I'll tell you this.
Okay,
so I do every Friday. I do a live draw stream too. And so I have to come up with the idea every Friday.
Okay. So you don't want
to... So that's why I was like, oh, cool. I get to go on a show. He's going to give me the theme. I don't have to figure it out this time, and I'm just going to go with it.
Well, last time I did this, I had my guest on. His name was, well, still is, it's Enoch. Go check him out. Go check the video out. Works fantastic, especially if you like the whole anime manga style stuff. He was really influenced by Berserk. But he loves, like, certain public domain stuff, and he was really into Solomon Kane that night, so we kind of did our own Solomon Kane drawing. So I didn't know if you had something going on, but you know what, here's a theme.
Let's open it up to your viewers
if anybody wants to choose it. Otherwise, I have a perfect theme.
Don, Mike, Kimberly,
yep. Anybody want to see us draw something specific? And you know, don't shout out the Wiz. I draw him all the time. And it takes me about, 15 seconds to really draw him.
And we got to keep the clothes on the characters, Don.
Yes. Yes. Well, if they come up, I'll tell you what I was thinking if they come up with something better. So I am doing a show next week. Yeah, I am going to be running the kids section at 90s Comic. It's in Hartford, Connecticut. And I know you and I both grew up on 90s cartoons, and I'm just been drawing 90s characters lately. So do you want to do your favorite 90s character from a cartoon, comic?
Well, all of my 90s favorite characters are hard to draw.
Who
we got Transformers, Robotech. But,
okay.
You know what? Yeah, let me look up... Unless someone else jumps in here.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm going to turn the monitor a little bit because I'm going to draw traditionally, draw them from my drawing table. You won't see our pretty faces anymore, but...
they don't want to see mine anyway, so... That's why we draw, right?
Yeah.
Give them something good to look at. No, you're a handsome young man, so...
Yeah, thank you. And I have to say the same about you.
All right, brother.
You know, you have the...
No one's chiming in.
No, and I guess... Do we have people... We have people watching. Okay, so we're going to do something 90s.
All right. Let's...
Any character?
What are you going to draw? What are you going to draw 90s?
You know what? Let me get to my drawing table, so let me switch over.
Maybe you'll put a better idea in my head.
Let me switch over to the other camera.
All right, let's transform.
And you might be looking upside down. I don't know. Let me see. Let me know if I go off the screen. Sometimes I'll tutor with this, and when I move the headset, it goes out. So
Ooh, now I can drink my soda and no one can see me.
my iPad here.
You went out. You went out.
Oh God, it does it all the time. It's my headset. I may have to draw digitally, and then I can't use it for the show. But start cam. I don't know why it comes and it went back to the other camera. Settings. Okay. All right, I'm back here.
Hey, there you go. Oh, you got a kneaded eraser there.
Oh yeah, I got a bunch of stuff here.
Oh, look at that! You're taking me back to my figure drawing days.
Oh,
when I was taking figure drawing class in college, I had to have all. I have different tools now, but yeah, those I used to have all those.
Yeah. So what? I'll show you my stuff real quick.
Yeah, let's check it out.
So what I do is, and this is actually me getting ready for the show. This is my traveling case. Let me see where the camera is.
Don's on YouTube now.
Okay. I'm just bringing this down gently and not to mess up the shelf it's attached to. All right. So is this upside down if I was to draw? Yeah. Right. Let me switch it this way.
I like your setup though. I like how you have that. It's already set up like that.
Thanks. Like I said, this is what I use for private tutoring. And so I'm always ready to go if I can. But this right here is my traveling case, and I fill it up with different supplies.
There you go.
And I just was going through it to figure out what I'm going to use. And most of the time, I tend to draw with either a mechanical pencil, which I don't have in front of me, or I do, and I use my my eraser here from whatever company it's faded now. The tough stuff eraser. I don't know if you know those.
Yeah.
So, and then I got my different, this is one of my favorite pencil sharpeners because when I want to use 2mm lead, like right here, it sharpens on the side. Now, I don't know where my artwork is. I thought I was going to have artwork to show you. But the last time I did a live draw, I was doing like Batman the Animated Series. Let's see, we got some comments here. So Jason, with Mike drawing the Wiz, ever thought of doing your own weekly strip?
Oh, no. That would. I don't know if I could pile on anything new on my schedule, unfortunately. Wait, you do a weekly strip?
Yeah, it comes out once a week, every Wednesday.
Oh man!
And my schedule lately has been having me draw it every Tuesday night, and I usually start between 8:30 and 9 o'clock. And you'll notice the nights where I'm exhausted, it's much more open room, less like not as many words or artwork, like the backgrounds disappear. Or then when you see me work, like last night, it's a Stephen King joke technically, and they're in a cornfield, so every panel I had to draw corn stalks.
Very good.
So, hey Dylan, I don't know if I said hi to you. So yeah,
Nice to meet you, Dylan.
Let's do well. I don't know where they are, but usually I tend to draw on index cards for shows.
Index cards.
Yeah, I have these extra large, index cards, and then I'll do a character on it, and I could do, like I haven't done them in a while, so this is just a loose thing.
Dylan, Don, everybody in the chat, this is your last chance. If you have a 90s cartoon that you would like to see us draw, or he's already on his way.
I'm just doing this for fun.
Wow. That was so quick.
Well, wait till I go to inking. So, and this will be Yakko Warner.
Oh, that looks great. Wait, I'm not supposed to be watching you. I'm just. All right. Let's.
It's okay. You can watch. I'll be watching you in a few.
So you're doing the Animaniacs, huh?
Oh, that just right now. It was my favorite. It was my favorite. Well, one of my favorite cartoons from the era. When I was a kid, and Animaniacs came out when I was like in I think 10th grade, 9th or 10th grade, and I was trying to teach myself animation. I wanted to get into comics as well, and that show really, helped me with figure out what I wanted to do getting into animation.
All right.
But speaking of the Animaniacs, just really quick, when I'm at 90s Con, I'm going to be with this really terrific artist, Rich Maruzio, who actually worked on the Looney Tunes and Animaniacs comics back in the 90s. So, just a little plug for the show.
Wow, that's cool.
Let's see. Don says, Jason, you could easily knock out 3 panels with a couple of funny ninja-like characters or a panda and do some silly gags. He wants everyone on a strip now. But
yeah, start off with just trying to get me to do one. Now done.
Okay, like I said, I haven't drawn them in a while. Let's see. Oh yeah, who says it? Dylan asks if that was a cartoon rabbits. Oh yeah, Animaniacs. Yeah, we don't know what they are. They're not rabbits. They're not monkeys. They're not anything.
Yeah, what are we don't know?
No, I mean they're obviously a throwback to the 1920s and 30s animation style.
Right.
But they actually had a song that what was the character Dr. Scratch and Sniff sang, or asked the question, what are you? And, I used to know like all those songs. I had the CDs as a kid. And, it's weird though because you're 16 years old and you're driving your car and you're listening to United States, Canada, Mexico, Canada, Haiti, Jamaica, that whole thing there.
It was funny. The other night, it actually was the other night. My son came up and he's like, "I just saw this song, and it's these cartoon characters talking about the whole world. Like they point out every country in the world." I'm like,
Yeah.
"Oh my gosh, that's the Animaniacs, man!"
Well, they're back. They're going for a season 3, or did their season 3 already come out? I don't remember. But yeah, no, I couldn't get into the new series too much.
Oh, I didn't even know they had a new one.
Yeah, it's on Hulu. I watched the first maybe 2 or 3 episodes, and I stopped it because my wife got a phone call. We were watching it together, but it didn't leave an impression on us, so we never went back to it. And it's sad because we both loved that show. She was a big fan of like the Good Feathers and who you drawing over there? Oh, on the new show, Dylan, he has a friend who worked on the new show, Jim Richardson. Some clown called Wacko. Jim is an animator. Does nice. I'm watching your stuff now. What do you?
Oh, you're watching mine? No, don't watch mine.
Is that Chip and Dale or Animaniacs? What are we doing?
I'm trying to do Animaniacs too. I guess not very good.
No. It's just very light on my screen.
Oh.
So I couldn't see who you were doing right now. Oh, I see it now. See, yours is going to look better than mine.
No, whatever.
I'll do one on the big paper, just the camera this way you can see them. And just so you guys, this might be fun for you, but this is hanging from my, from my camera. You guys know where she is from? Let's see, what did Don say? Remember, Wacko's afraid of clowns, and clowns sounded like Jerry Lewis and chased. Yes, that was Paul Rugg, I believe, doing the voice, right? Oh, you're doing a nice, all three of them together. Let's see if I remember. It's been a while. I should have had some reference.
You doing it from memory?
Yeah, I'm doing everything from memory.
That's awesome.
Why, you got reference in front of you?
Yeah.
Well, I feel they're easy characters like to draw because they fit the basic Looney Tune model. So if you know how to draw the Looney Tune characters, you know how to draw them.
Yeah. That's not. I mean, I don't know it from memory. I don't know any of the Looney Tunes from memory.
Oh.
When I was young, my mom wouldn't let me watch them.
Really?
Watch Looney Tunes. She said it was too violent.
Yeah, I can see that, but it's completely
So
different.
I got a late start on those cool cartoons.
Because for me, I was never a fan of the Three Stooges. I'm like supposedly the only male in the world to never like the Three Stooges. But what I always thought about them was that they were just trying to be cartoon characters, and I'd rather watch Bugs Bunny than Mo, Larry, and Curly acting like morons. That was it. Don Smith, you guys should draw Freakazoid. Absolutely.
What's Freakazoid?
Oh my God, the Super Teen Extraordinaire. You don't remember him? It was a show that came out. Well, there was the Animaniacs series. They had the Pinky and the Brain series on their own, and then Freakazoid. It was all WB Saturday mornings, and Freakazoid was a kid named Dexter Douglas who got zapped into the computer world and came back out as Freakazoid, a superhero with, like the master of nonsense. That was it. He used to pretend to fly by holding his arms out and go shh, and he'd have really. It was a really good show. Why am I blanking on his name? I'm a fan of the actor. He passed away, but he was he was the old guy in Up. He was Lou Grant on Mary Tyler Moore in the Lou Grant Show. Ed something, right? Ed Asner was the voice of cop named Cosgrove, and it was just the dumbest stuff that they would get together eating donuts or coffee, and they would just ask the stupidest questions, have the weirdest conversations, and then Cosgrove would be like, "Hey, Freakazoid, shouldn't you stop that bank robbery?" He's like, "Oh yeah, I'll be right back." And then that's when he puts out his arms, goes shh, and runs around the town. And great stuff. Let's see, I'll do some Animaniacs. See, I'm drawing.
I should have probably figured out my layout before I started doing this. It's all right.
Oh, I'm not even thinking of layout right now. I'm just
worried I'm not gonna have room for them all now that you started.
I'm just giving. This will be Yakko, very much in like a Fonzie pose. I don't know why. We'll have. Now I actually got to meet the voice actors. God, I don't know how.
Oh, really? That's awesome.
Yeah. I was doing a convention in Atlantic City, and hold on, let's see. Don wrote Freakazoid can be compared to as Deadpool, but on a G hidden PG level. Yeah, I guess that's a good analogy for him. But I was doing a show in Atlantic City, and they were the guests in it. They were one of the voice guests there. And one of my friends, who I do the kids sections with, I guess knew their promoter or whatever, and I was talking with Jess Harnell, who was the voice of Wacko, right?
Oh,
and he brought him over to the book, to our section, and he was like, "Hey, look!" And I was like, "Holy crap! It's Jess Harnell!" And so we he came over. He's like, he looked at my work for a second, and he was like, "Wow, you got really good work." I'm like, "Thank you." And in my head, I'm thinking, "Yeah. You're just being nice, right?" And he's like, "Come and see me later." I said, "Okay, I will." So when I got downtime, I went over to his section, and he was busy, so I got to talk to Rob Paulson and Maurice Lamarck first. And when Jess was done, I went over to him, and he was like, and this was towards the end of the show. And Jess is like, "Where's your book? Like, where's your artwork?" And I said, "It's back at my table. I just was coming by to say hi, maybe get pay for an autograph." He's like, No, go back and get your book of prints. Wow. So I went back, I got my book of prints, and we started talking about my art. And we had this great conversation. And then he was like, and I had this, and back then, I don't do it anymore, but back then I was doing prints of characters that I didn't own or work on. I don't think it's right to do that now. But back then, it was just something I was doing, and everyone does it.
Wait, and you're doing prints of what?
Characters that I don't own.
Okay.
That I have, and I don't think it's right, so I stopped doing it. Anyway, I had this Adam West Batman piece in it, and turns out he's a big Adam West Batman fan. And he's like, "How much for this print?" I'm like, "For you, it's nothing." And he's like, "Okay, and what about," because he's like, "I like this Batman piece, so I had a Batman and Superman thing." And he was like, "No, I like these two. How much?" I said, No, I'm not going to charge you. I'm a big fan of you as an actor." And he was like, No, really. I said, No, it's okay. Please just take it and enjoy them. I'm just happy that you are, you like my work, right? And he then says to me, "Okay, thank you." And then he autographs 3 pictures to me. Like, personalized them and everything. I'm like, that dude was awesome.
That's awesome.
So, but yeah,
that's really cool.
It was a really cool piece. And I have one of the pictures hanging up in the studio here on my back wall somewhere, closer to the bottom. Let's see. Don has another question. Is it important to know how to lay out the image before you draw them? I'll let you go, guest. Jason, how do you...
Well, if you want it to fit on the page, like right now, I've got 3 characters, and I'm trying to make sure they all fit on this 11 by 17, and it's going to work. I'll make it work. But if I had it figured out at first, I could, you do all the thinking beforehand. I'm kind of laying it out like I did. We used to do caricatures, like at fairs and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And it was the same kind of deal. You have a multiple of people that want their portraits together, so you kind of throw their heads in there first, and then just hopefully everything fits. What about you?
I think it depends on what I'm doing. When I'm doodling, and like something like this, I don't really think of layout. It's when I'm doing like an actual drawing, like a comic, something I'm being paid for, you'll see like 10 or 15 thumbnails maybe. It's I'm always playing. When I know somebody's looking at my work,
Yeah.
I'm always gonna be like, okay, I can't embarrass myself, and especially when I'm getting paid for it, like so. But yeah, that's my thing. But yeah, it is important, and honestly, once you do it so much, certain things kind of become, you know, something to help. Like you have a kind of go-to layout in your head. Like you said, you were doing like you do caricatures, so you've done this before, and you've done caricatures, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in your head, you're like, okay, I know what I'm doing. I know how to lay out 3 people in a picture.
Right.
So it's kind of it's almost like muscle memory.
Yeah.
And
you are right about these characters. They are pretty. They're fun to draw.
oh yeah, I love them. I just wish I wasn't drawing so stiff right now. I feel like my work is very stiff at the moment.
So is your audience are they all artists or?
You know what's funny is I have recently found out, probably in the last, I'd say 6 months, inviting artists on my show, that they are primarily artists. I get a lot of, oh, thank you for reaching out. I watch your show when I'm in your studio. So I don't get a lot of live uh, viewers a lot of the times. I get more people watching this. Like, people will watch this tomorrow or in the next couple of days while they're hanging, while they're in their studio and they're just working, and it's something to listen to.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because I love watching streams like this when I'm just working. It's almost like I'm working in a studio with them.
Yeah, I have the same thing. Like when I draw the Wiz, and I haven't done it the last 2 weeks just because of, I needed to focus on other stuff. But when I draw the Wiz on Tuesday nights, my friend J.M. DeSantis, who has been on this show, best known for probably Chadiana, and he's doing some stuff now with the Kid in a Comic newspaper. He is he does a live stream every Tuesday night, and he starts it at 8:30 Eastern, and I just kind of watch it, and it's like I'm hanging out with my friend just
there you go.
And it's really great. His stuff, he makes these comments sometimes about me because I'll be up my camera on. Give me a second. He makes these comments about me sometimes because honestly, I just love watching him work, and one of my favorite things about his show is literally watching the paint dry. Like he will paint, right? And you're just kind of sitting there looking at the work, and it, it's usually watercolor, obvious, for him. And like just the way you watch the watercolor dry, and I don't know, it's just a fun little part for me, I maybe it's just an artist geek thing that I like. Maybe it's that I don't paint because I suck at painting often. But yeah, it's. So let's see what do I got here. So you got all 3 of them. I'll link mine later. I usually do more pencil work. I prefer to work in pencil than work in ink.
Oh man, that looks great.
Oh, thank you. Oh wait, you were talking about your work, right?
No, not. So, I think it is time for soda break.
Okay. We can take breaks anytime.
It's so funny. I actually have, because I do a stream like this, and I do it for an hour. So now I think it's like you said, muscle training or something. I'm around the 30-minute mark. That's when usually I finish my pencils.
Oh, really?
So I have 30 minutes to ink it. But I don't, I don't like go, oh, I gotta plan. I'm planning it that way. It just seems to happen now.
That's interesting. But I get you. Like, I know that when I do one of the, like, really, like, these index card things that I have, it takes me, especially when I'm live streaming,
Yeah.
it's a 45-minute base, about a 40 to 45-minute live stream between inking and coloring. I have a couple around here. Let me see if they're just on my back table. Because, getting ready for the con, I'm just starting to put stuff places. And just,
Oh, what con are you going to?
That's 90s con.
Oh, 90s con.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
So 90s con is I mean, listen, it's going to be cool. They're going to have like cool stuff there, but it's basically a 90s celebrity con. So like the actors from, from I don't know, Boy Meets World and Full House and shows like that, they'll be there attending. It's in Hartford, Connecticut, next weekend, which is St. Patrick's Day weekend.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh
yeah, fun.
You know what? I hope to. I can't do Friday. It's a 3-day show, but I can't do Friday because of my day job. But I'll be there Saturday and Sunday, and I will leave and sleep at the hotel Friday night, so I can just wake up and not because I have it's almost 2 hours. It's about an hour and 40-minute drive for me. So I want to make sure I get there early enough that I don't have any problems. Oops. All right. Well, my camera just went out again, but that's because I'm moving around looking for this stuff, and my headphone wire got caught on something else. So where the heck did my work go? That's going to drive me crazy because I'm putting it together for. Here's a little piece that you guys made. Maybe I'll bring these to 90s Con too. I don't know. Let's see. This is more of an 80s character, but here's a piece. Oh, my camera went out, so you can't even see it. Sorry. Oh.
What happened?
There we go.
All right. There we go.
Audio. Let's switch over. So there's like a radioactive man I did one day for fun.
Cool.
I love The Simpsons. Big Simpsons fan. Here's a little Aquaman I did. Like, these are things I'll bring to the show.
Oh, nice.
Little Fleischer Superman and little Spawn. Definitely 90s.
And those are all colored. No, those are all original art?
Yeah, this is all original art. There's a little book I did. I'm just looking through a folder, right? One of my drawers right now, so I can find. Like here, this is a Bruce Timm inspired. It's not the best, but it's a Bruce Timm inspired Batman I can bring. So yeah, I mean, I do a lot of. These are like all my warm up stuff, all these superhero things. Oh, I got another Hulk. Another Hulk right there. Oh, these are all things people shouldn't be seeing. So
Dylan says, I'm no longer making the toonies.
Oh, what happened? Toonies was an animation that he was working on.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Listen, animation takes a lot of time. My Monday night live draws were all about animating. And that's what I really wanted to do is bring this animation in. And honestly, I had to take a break in February for things I had to do. But I want to come back with it. But my live draw on Monday nights was all about animating a scene, and I just haven't had a chance to work on it. So I'm far behind. I'd like to take a weekend one day just to catch up on it and just catch up on it and then bring back the animation portion of my Monday night live draws.
Can I do a plug?
Yeah, plug anything. If you have links,
All
send
right.
them to me. I'll send them over.
So, my buddy and I, his name's Benny Jordan. We do a live stream every Monday and Tuesday at 4 p.m. Pacific time,
Okay.
and it is basically us creating an animation.
Awesome.
So when you were saying that, I was just like going, "Oh, I think I'm being set up for a plug here."
Yeah, go for it. Plug it in, man.
But you're right. Animation takes forever. We did I think it was like 4 or 5 episodes of just rigging one of the characters.
Oh, I'm still doing backgrounds.
That's kind of part of what I do.
You do the
I'm also
backgrounds.
supposed to do storyboards. I'm way behind.
Yeah, I'm doing everything. So.
Yeah, doing it all. That's even.
So I do. Well, I'm doing a one man show animation, and what's it called? And my friend Joe Bev, uh, who trained under Dawes Butler and Mel Blanc, is doing the voices for me.
Oh, you already got your voice actor?
Yeah, he did the sound and everything. I asked him.
Nice.
I said, hey, because I want to I haven't animated in so long, and I said, um, do you have anything short that I could animate? And he's like, got the perfect thing, and he sent it over.
These characters are mostly all black ink.
Oh, yeah, that's one of the things I also always loved about. Oh, she has a flower, not a bow. Thank you for reminding me. I put a bow in her hair.
Could be a bow.
Oh, if you have
it, just depends on what she feels like that day.
And you're right; she does have much bigger. It's been so long.
Dylan says, because my other friend on YouTube 2 days ago, my friend Josh, it looks like a whip off of On the Muppets or the Looney Tunes or Tiny Toons.
Well, I will say this. There's always going to be other people having similar ideas or you being influenced by something, But as long as you're not officially ripping them off, Come on, do you think The Wiz is an original idea?
Yeah.
I'd like to think so, but I've been drawing a wizard. He's a version of a wizard I've been drawing for, I don't know, over a decade. And when I decided to do a comic strip, I'm like, I need to do something that I like to draw, and I just like drawing wizards, And I love fantasy art. I'm a big sci-fi and fantasy art guy, so it was like, oh, well, what do I choose? Do I choose to go sci-fi, or do I choose to go fantasy? And I said, I'll do fantasy. And some days I think I was a moron for choosing it. Other days I think, I'm like, well, then you got to always think, how do you keep fantasy alive? Like when you do sci-fi, you could literally just be like, oh, they're on an alien world. It doesn't have to make sense. Now you're in a fantasy world. Yeah, magic doesn't have to make sense, but everything else is still kind of there, And it's like, I don't know.
I understand what you mean.
Go ahead. Sorry.
You can always use the magic and have them zap to a science fiction area.
Well, you know what? That might be coming. I won't give any. I won't give any spoilers. No, but here's the thing. Right now, if you've been reading The Wiz, basically since I don't know if it was second or third week of January. They're going on a quest. It's basically now the Wiz, the D&D version. So the Wiz is traveling with a bunch of people, and they are, they're going to be facing lots of problems along the way that they're going to have to get through. But right now, it's just very very nonsensical, and I'm just kind of keeping with the story now. And I'd like to keep the story going, hopefully until June. That's the plan.
Something happened in June?
No, I just want to change up the story. I just thinking, I want this.
Oh, I see
Okay.
the story arc too.
So here's what's going on. When I created the Wiz back in, or the strip came out in 2018. I did it from 2018 to 2019. Then I got sick, and I was like, something needs a break because I got pneumonia. I was in the hospital for a few days, and I was literally doing tons and tons of kids sections, working a day job, trying to get my comics together. It was a lot, and I think my body just got run down. I said something has to go, and I was, I'm committed to my day job. I was committed to these shows. I just can't back out. So I said the Wiz has to go for right now. Anyway, after I started doing this show, people kept asking me, when you bring the Wiz back? And I was getting people writing me, you're going to bring the Wiz back. So
that's awesome.
Eventually, I'm like, wow, people actually liked it. So
you got a fan base.
Yeah, eventually I said, okay, I'm going to start it. And I brought him back in 2023. And 2023 was just really more, for me, an experiment year. I'm trying to rebuild the story, rebuild the cast, get people to, if new ideas came, I played with them. And you kind of do that all the time doing a strip. But this year I thought, how fun would it be if I did a bit of a story with a joke? Now I thought, okay, it started in January, it ends in, if it's 6 months, I think that's a good amount of time, for a story arc. And then I could pull out another story arc. So I want this year to be the year of Wiz stories, and then next year I'll figure something else out.
Yeah, that's cool. Is it hard doing a weekly?
Only trying to keep the schedule. I honestly think if, when I was first doing the Wiz, I had a buffer of a couple of weeks.
Okay.
So it didn't bother me. But yeah, it can be a bit of a problem. I don't know what I want to do. I was going to have her bending with her knees like a little Betty Boop pose, but I don't think that's going to work out now. And I'm going to put Wacko right here. So, dress, then pop out. This.
I remember a few years ago, I was asked to draw the Animaniacs from one of my Patreons. Excuse me. And I was like, oh, I don't even know what they look like. I'll have to. So I looked them up, and then I put them in I decided, how am I going to do this in what kind of a setting and stuff. So I did them in a Casablanca kind of setting. And it was kind of fun.
That's cool. There's the what's it called? I think she had small feet. I gotta look up this picture. I'm doing again everything from memory. It's like, what was that YouTube channel? What was it? Cartoonist versus Animator or something? Do you remember? You ever watch those?
No, what?
There was a thing they used to do. I don't know if they still do it now, but there was a thing called Cartoonist, I think it was called, versus Animator, and they'd be like, okay, today you're going to be drawing Bugs Bunny, or you're going to be drawing, an anime character or whatever, and they would have to do everything from memory.
Wow.
So it was. I'll just have Yeah, no, it was a pretty cool thing. You could still. I don't think they make new ones anymore, but you know,
That would be fun to watch, though.
that's good. See, now I can see like, oh, well, she's bent over like this. Would be a great like leapfrog moment for who's messaging me.
That was me.
Oh, okay.
I sent you the picture.
Let me see. Oh, wow.
That's kind of fun.
Yeah. No, I like that a lot.
I did that. I didn't even realize it was in 2019.
Do you mind if I show this to the?
Oh no! Go
Okay,
ahead.
cool, guys. Let me get over to my other chair real quick, and I will share this image. It's here. I don't know if you ever collect if you ever collect these type of things, but you know, Mad Magazine is officially gone now as like a company, but you know they are still, you know, they're not making new stuff, but they're putting out all these great like collections of things. And I just picked this one up the other day.
That's
School
cool.
Star Wars and other sci-fi.
I'll miss Mad Magazine.
I was a huge Mad Magazine. Well, I'm a huge Sergio Aragonés fan, but Mad Magazine was always a big thing for me. And yeah, I got some Sergio stuff hanging on my walls here. Some original art.
Oh, lucky.
I was thrilled to meet him. So, you know, the few times that I did.
I did get to meet him. Yeah, he's a cool guy.
Yeah.
Really down to earth.
Oh yeah, yeah. Fun story. He hold on. I did a show back in, I think it was 2001, over here in New York, and he was at the show. And it was the first time meeting him, and I was so nervous. And I went up to him, and I'm like, and I gave him some of my work. I'm like, hey, Sergio, or I said like Mr. Aragonés or whatever. I was nervous. And then I met him a few other times, and there's one picture my wife took of me with the goofiest smile. I looked like such a dork in the picture. But I'm also holding an original Gru drawing, so I'm gonna geek out. But he, you know, I say hi to him. I give him my work. And then later, like the next day or 2 days later, my girlfriend at the time went over to him because she was a Mad fan as well. And, you know, he asks her, he's like, what are you doing at a show? Like, what, you know, why are you here? She's like, my boyfriend's an artist. And she said who I was. And he's like, oh, he gave me his book the other day, right? He's like, tell him to come over. And again, so I say, she tells me, I'm like, you're lying to me. Stop. You know, I'm like, I'll break up with you. I mean, we broke up for other reasons, but I'm like, I'll break up with you if you're lying to me about this, you know? And she was like, no, it's true. This is what Sergio said. So I go over to him, and he kind of gives me a little critique, nothing bad. But he's like, you should send these to Mad.
Whoa.
And I did, and I got rejected.
Oh.
Like,
Did you name drop?
No, I don't remember. I think I did put his name. I'm like, I met Sergio at a show, or maybe I didn't want to say I met Sergio at a show and he recommended it. But he also could have been lying. He could have been nice, just being nice, like, hey, you're funny, and send it. I don't know.
Well, still, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Whether, you know, that's still very cool that he said that.
Yeah, no, it is. It was. I mean, those type of things always kind of, you know, I kind of think about from time to time. And I'm like, was he lying, or was he telling the truth? And that's what I end up thinking about. Was he telling the truth? Was he lying to me? Was he genuine? Was he just being nice? You know, I don't know. You know, I always think that. I had an artist, and I'll never name who it was, tore me a new one at a show before I got in the industry. I was like maybe 16 years old. It was my first con I ever went to.
That's the worst, isn't it?
And it was a guy I was a fan of. I bought the book.
It's double the worst.
I bought the book monthly, and he destroyed me. Told me I would never work in the industry. I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to do that. And then I saw a few tables away, Alex Simmons, who I don't know if you're familiar with him, but he's a writer. He also has a bit of an art background.
Sounds familiar.
He worked on some stuff for DC. He created, was it Orpheus for the Batman storyline back in the 90s, and he's worked on a bunch of Archie stuff. Anyway, he does a lot of educational stuff. And the show that I went in Atlantic City, he ran the kids. It was his kids section that he brought me along to. Anyway, he gave me some advice, and he told me something that always stuck with me. He was like, some people see the potential and they want to stop it because they see, competition.
Right.
You're a younger guy. You're going to work for less money to just get to the job. You're going to do and what's funny is, though, I had a friend. We were at New York Comic Con one year together, and he bumped into the guy who tore me a new one. He knew him.
Oh. And
he was like, "Have you ever met my friend Michael Gracia?" And he was like, "No." And I said, "No, we haven't met." And in my head, I'm just like, it's like the cartoon strips with all the symbols like cursing him out in my head. And I was like, and he was like, "You got to see Michael's work. He does this great cartoony stuff." And he was like, "Let me see some stuff." So I showed him. Actually, he's like, "Do you have an Instagram page?" This is how it went. He's like, "Oh yeah." I go. So I gave him my name. He looked at it, and he hit follow. Right there. He's like, "I love this stuff. This is really great." And he's like, I love it because I can't do this type of stuff. I do more superhero realistic. I said, "I know." And he goes, "Do you do that?" I go, "Yeah, but not as often." And now and then, he will like one of my cartoony drawings that I post on Instagram.
So he didn't remember you.
He didn't remember. No, it was a good 10, 12 years maybe more between it.
That's so interesting.
Yeah.
That's so.
Let's go back to Dylan's comments. He's telling us what he's doing now. So I'm making a new animated show called Danny and Friends with anthro animals, with a Labrador named Danny Henderson and his wife named Susan Henderson, who live in Hazelwood, Missouri. That's kind of interesting right there. And they're friends who are also husbands, wives. Okay. Who I think you meant don't have kids. Don't worry, Mike. I'm still making two. And okay. And make new characters. Danny Henderson is the first name. Danny is now Thomas. Did you change it to Thomas Henderson or Danny Thomas? Because there was a Danny Thomas. Dude, I'm having so much fun watching you draw. Looking at this, I don't even want to go back to my drawing table except my water bottle's over there.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
Oh, thanks, man.
I'm going to give you full screen for a bit. Let's watch this.
What?
Look at that. The way you get the reflection in the eyes.
Oh, thanks, man.
That's what I forgot to do, though, also, I'm noticing. I was doing this all from memory, so I haven't, What are you using to ink? Are you just on a Sharpie?
I use the worst. I use a Viz marker. It's like a dry erase marker.
No, I know exactly what they are.
I started using this back in my high school days, and it was just because I couldn't use what are they called? Crow pill quint or crow.
Oh, the crow quill.
Yeah, thank you. Those kind of pens, and I needed something that was more like a brush, but it wasn't good with the brush either. So this is kind of like in between a marker and a brush because it's got that real loose tip.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, no, I see. I actually, you know what you might like? Let me make sure it's in here, and let me make sure my camera don't go off. I'm just moving. I'm trying to be very careful with my wire now here for my microphone, headset and mic. Um, so let me see. I'll pull it out here. Is this it? Yeah, the Pilot V pen. No, this ain't it. It is a good pen. That's a good pen. Oh man, I don't see it here. It's called the what is it? Sign, I think. It's probably still in my bedroom. I was drawing last night when I got out. When I finished drawing the Wiz, I was sketching a little bit because that's how crap relaxes me. I spend 8 hours drawing, then I'm like, oh, how do I want to relax? I'm going to draw more.
Draw more. Hey, but this is your stuff.
Yeah, no. Well, it was still my stuff. I literally drew, what was it? 4 hours. What was it? From say 9, so 10, 11, 12, 1, 2. So 5.5 hours I drew the Wiz last night.
Wow.
Wait, is this it? No, that ain't it, but that's a cool pen too. Yeah, I have this pen. I'll have to send to you. It's called, it's something like V sign or something. It makes a great line.
Uh-huh.
I don't know why I thought it was attached in here. It makes a really, really nice line. What's this here? These aren't bad either. It's I don't know what you call it because it's in Japanese. It's a brush pen. Let's see if you can see the writing. Probably not. But it makes some really nice lines. But it does tend to fade.
Oh, those are nice lines.
This one here, this is a Uniball pen, but I just think it. You want it. It's I don't know. It looks like a little bullet, the point there, but depending on the look you want. Like I really like this would be a great Frankenstein piece here.
Yeah, it's true. And especially like the amount of details in certain areas and.
What's this one? I don't know. This is a V. Oh, this one is a disposable like fountain pen. So I tend to write with this one. But there's this really great one, and it's called Sign, V Sign or something like that. It might be a Pilot. Let me just make sure I'm not missing it because I have so much crap.
So do you use a majority of? You do traditional art then, mostly?
I mostly do digital these days for the undo button, because I take medication. My hand's not steady.
Oh.
But I do prefer to do stuff traditionally. This I like to I don't do professional work in, but this Papermate Flare medium is just got a nice little felt tip to play in. I got this idea for a cartoon with a little genie, so let's just kind of school genie. So I'll like sketch out the Wiz characters and stuff in this here.
So traditional is your fun time.
Yeah, for the most part, gives me I get to play around and but I also like to be loose when I do that. So there, I got a little quick.
Those are great.
But yeah, that's what I like to do. I like to play with them. But when I'm doing actual work, traditionally, I end up going with these zebra brush pens. They come in different point sizes.
Oh,
So you get they're fake nibs. They're not, they're not. What is it, nylon? I guess.
Uh-huh.
And this is the thin one, and you can see how thick of a line I can get with that one. And then there's this one here, which gives me a much thicker line. And I had the other one around. Oh, here it is. I forget if this one's the largest or just in between. This one's kind of diamond, but it was also gray. So yeah, I keep a lot of different things around. Like this is a Staples, right? This is your Staples Sharpie, for quick fill in large areas.
Oh, there's a good one. That's me. I got my big marks a lot.
Oh yeah, I know those. I have
it's like all the stuff I used as a kid.
Yeah. And then for like regular, outlining, I'll usually go to, instead of the microns, these are basically the same thing. The Stedler, however you say it, pigment liners. I just like the feel of this a little better in my hand,
That looks good.
So,
it looks like it moves really freely.
Yeah, and I mean, since they are disposable rapidograph pens, you just buy new ones when you break the pointer, it dries out. But I also, I also go to places like Five Below, and I'll buy their markers for $5 and test them out. I think I have one right here. Yeah, this one's an Illustrator. It's just called illustration marker. There's a fine tip and a soft brush tip. It's not as vivid a color as like a Copic or a Touch. But these are what I tend to bring to shows with me because I have had art supplies stolen from me at shows.
Really?
Yeah. So I don't want to bring Copics and stuff. So I'll go, like I will this weekend. I'll go to Five Below and I'll probably spend $20 and get duplicates of the marker because they'll dry out or whatever. And I'll just buy a couple of packs, of their stuff in grays and in color. And then that'll be what I use, and give it a moment to dry. But you can see how, this paper takes the color pretty well. It takes pen. This is a cardstock. It's a hammer mill. I don't know if you're familiar with different cardstocks.
Oh yeah, hammer mill.
Yeah.
I used to work at a print shop for 6 years, so I actually know all this paper stuff.
Yeah. No, but this is I think the 60 pound, so it's the cheaper stuff. But I prefer the bright white 100 pound.
Okay.
Or is it 110? The premium white, premium.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I like to take with me to shows to draw.
Is it because it has that real smooth finish to it?
That number one, number two, it also takes ink very well.
Yeah.
And as long as you're not doing watercolor, these are fine for colored pencil, marker, whatever. I tend to use pastels sometimes. Do I have any on here? On the table. I used to keep pastels on the table. But what I would do is I would use chalk pastels and I would rub them on my finger and just, add color that way to an image.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Like I even tried some stuff with that in digital brushes for the Wiz. It worked. I like it, but it's not something I have time to do every week. Dude, that is looking fantastic. I don't even want to draw. I'm serious. I'm just watching. This is what I enjoy doing.
You're making me feel.
All right, I'll do a superhero real quick. Who am I gonna do?
I'm just taking your lead.
Yeah, but like for me, I like to just draw kind of fast and not worry about it afterwards. Like if I was to ink this guy, I could take my time and ink, but I prefer the speed that I would be going with.
Just real loose, keep it loose.
Yeah. But it's funny when I ink though, I am very much looking at uh, or when I ink, my stuff ends up looking very clean and coloring book like when I really
I hear you, man. I always feel like stuff is very color bookish sometimes.
Which means I gotta put out a coloring book.
There you go.
That's the way I do it. I might as well, right?
Lean into it, man.
I mean, I'm going to start. This year is going to be the start of putting stuff out. Again, for me, I haven't had a lot of time in recent years. Putting out my whiz book that I showed at the beginning really inspired me. So there's going to be some educational books that I do coming out soon.
Nice.
I spent over 2 decades of my career teaching. And it was usually on like a college level. So I'm going to kind of bring my lectures and courses that I've created into some books.
There's always a need for that,
I hope so, because I'm going to be putting a lot of time into it.
Yeah.
Do you have any upcoming shows?
No, I haven't done a show for a while. It's been about 4 years.
Wow.
My last show was early 2020, and it's been a while, but I don't know. I know there's a lot of there's some of my artist buddies want me to do some shows. Probably I'm gonna start, if I start doing the public appearances again, I'm gonna go slow and like start at like comic book stores or something first.
Yeah, I'm doing 90s Con because, like I said, my friend and I run the kids sections. But this will only be my second, I guess, official show since the pandemic ended. I haven't done a show really since 2019. Well, it started March of 2020, so I didn't do any because it was winter for me over here. I don't do them during the winter.
Dylan's chatting.
Yeah, I have to go look because I'm not sitting at my computer now to see this. So I gotta get up and look. Let's have this way. What do you got going on? Oh, you're talking about your stuff, Dylan. I will totally check it out. In a bit.
So speaking of classes, that OutSchool thing that you were telling me about.
Yeah.
I've been setting up for a week.
Anybody?
They've got training videos for you to watch that you have all this stuff you got to do. I'm like, okay. I thought I was done. Just when you think you're done, there's like 2 more pages of something you got to fill out.
Jeez, that's.
But I understand why.
Yeah.
They got to cover themselves, especially when you're dealing with kids.
Yeah, but you can go up to high school age, right? On that, I forgot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think I might, when I get more time, when my schedule lightens up, I might try to set up on there, and some of those lectures that I'm turning into books, so I'll turn into classes again, and shoot more for the high school age.
All right, I just got the ears to do here.
All right.
How long does your show usually go on?
For whenever. No, whenever. It's I usually do about an hour and a half average.
Oh, okay. We're right on time.
But we can go longer. You can say I'm done now. I want to get the hell off, and we can go down. You know, whatever.
That, but no, I just mean because I'm almost done with this. So
yeah.
And I didn't know if you were just an hour long. Like I told you, my show's an hour longer.
Nah,
I get reminded pretty quick if I go over. Like it's past the hour, man.
I tell all my guests except for you, obviously. I do about an hour to an hour and a half. I said the show is planned to be an hour. That's what it's planned to be. But okay. I tend to go longer because we just get into it's just conversational and people have fun. And I asked them, I said, do you have a specific time you need to get off by? Because then we'll just really stay focused and keep on track with it. But, you know, tangents start to happen. You know, one thing a lot of people, I don't know if they like about my show, but my guests, I'm talking to the audience, but my guests, if they've never been on a podcast before, every one of them has come off said, I had so much fun. You made me feel so comfortable. And it was just like talking with a friend.
Yeah, that's the first time you had me on, that's exactly how I felt. I felt so comfortable, and I've actually had other artist buddies that watched the show later and they comment and they're like, "You just met that guy for the first time?"
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah. It sounds like you guys grew up together or something.
That's the thing. Like I said in the beginning when I introduced you, like we hit it off. I mean, you know, I know we talk a little bit on and off here, but not as much as we probably should.
Yeah.
You know.
I need to have you on my show next.
I will totally come on. Just remember, I punch out at 7 p.m. Eastern time. So if you start at 4, I just need a few minutes.
Yeah, I start at 4. Yeah,
which is my 7 p.m.
You come on, and the way I have it set up, it's just if you want to come on, you can come on at any point. Yeah, I even had someone come on 10 minutes before I was over. So. You know, just come and hang out. That'd be cool. I'll send you the link.
I'll do whatever you want. You just let me know when. What days of the week is it?
Okay. So the drawing one is only on Fridays.
Okay.
So we can chat ahead of time whether you're able to do it, because I know how schedules can be. But yeah, if you're able to do it. And you want to just jump on at any point of the show between 4 and 5 is when it's PST time, but yeah, anytime in there, just feel free.
Yeah, no, totally. I'll do it. Just give me a couple.
I mean, you're fast, so you probably don't even need a full hour. You just jump in there, like, boom, done. See you later, guys.
Well, you know, cartooning is always about, for me, it's one of the things that lends itself to speed, and I that's one of the things I love about cartooning. Like, just getting back to Sergio, he said, I watched him in an interview once, and he said one of the things that I don't know if it's about his cartooning or just how he looks at cartooning in general is it's stylized. It's a representation. So if you're looking at a hand, you just got to understand that's a hand. Like, I haven't even put in the detail yet on this guy's hand. You look at it, if I zoom in on that hand, that does not look like a hand, It just looks like these little floating sausages.
That's kind of what my hands look like.
Yeah, but I'm saying it's not until I come in and I start putting in some wrinkles and the fingernail
and all that.
Yeah, the knuckles, and that's when you start seeing it come to life as something you actually recognize,
Yeah.
But when I came to this drawing here, I mean, you look at either the Frankenstein creature or the genie I did, they're just scribbles, but they say hand,
Yeah.
So to me, it doesn't matter. Like the Wiz, when I look at the Wiz, he's off model half the time I draw.
Yeah,
You know?
my hands are very cartoony and not right at all.
No,
I'll
but
be
it's
the
okay.
first to admit it. Don Smith said, Mike, ask Jason about James Burton, on an amazing artist who kicked cancer's butt and draws awesomely.
I guess I don't have to ask him.
He
just told me about it.
Don, you just did it.
No, but I have, I don't know if I've actually spoken with James. I know we're connected on social media. He is a terrific artist.
Yeah. He comes on the on my Friday stream a lot, so you can hang out with him.
That sounds cool. I'd love to. I don't remember though. I feel like I've had conversations with him, but it might be another James I'm thinking of. That had a B last name too.
There's a lot of J artists.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me get back over here. I'll switch my camera as well. Let's see here. Camera settings. That doesn't look too bad. Back to normal.
Yay.
Okay.
Well, thank you so much for having me on tonight.
Oh, absolutely. Anytime, dude.
That was a lot of fun.
I had a lot of fun. And watching you draw is really amazing. You have a new piece of original art to sell at a show.
Exactly.
A reason to do a show. Let me ask you. I said it's a reason to do a show.
There you go.
But let me ask you a question real quick. Then I'm going to let you go. All right. With that, if you weren't to do a show, do you have a place that you sell it?
So a lot of my original artwork I'm selling on eBay right now. But I also have a Square store. But it's hard to really share that link because for whatever reason, like a lot of the social medias, if you try and put the Square store link, it says it doesn't allow you to. I don't know why. It lets me do eBay though. So maybe eBay owns some of these social media places.
You never know, but you have a link tree?
I don't. I need to get one of those.
Dude, get one. Put it in your, all your social everything, and keep it on your social media. And Don Smith asked, Nick Makoviak asked about eBay. What do you think? I actually wrote a comment you could read, but I'll tell you exactly what I told him really quickly because I know, we need to get going. I told him if he's drawing like superhero art or comic illustration in general, I recommend him trying out eBay, see if it works. I've never tried eBay, so I can't speak for itself. But if he can direct his social media traffic and use eBay as a store, awesome. If he can't, or not, it can't. If he's doing his bird paintings, and this dude can paint amazingly. His bird art is unbelievable. I think he should be going to websites like Printful or TeePublic or something where he can make merch out of them and then turn them on to start making journals through like Amazon KDP and use those as covers for the books because he is just that fantastic that people would just buy his art to.
What's his name?
Nick Makoviak. It's in the comments.
Okay.
Awesome guy. Yeah, I can never spell his last name off the top of my head. I'm putting your eBay store in the comments, which maybe this Animaniacs piece will be up.
Yeah, I'll drop it into. I'll put it in tonight.
Awesome. I got to start. I got to give it a try and see how it works. I got some originals art that I have been sitting on for years, and I have no clue what to do with it.
And I've got a loader right here, ready to go.
Awesome. You are on top of things, man.
Drop it on in there.
That's a nice piece.
There we go.
You might, I don't know if you want to add a little red to their noses, just that's their nose color. make them pop. Although I don't know if
I feel like if I try and do anything with color, I'm gonna ruin it.
Okay.
I'm so bad with color.
Dude, listen. I'm colorblind.
People are gonna see. Me too.
Yeah,
people are gonna see it and go, "That was so cool in the show. What'd you do? How come they all got colds? Or why they all look like Rudolph now?" Like, no, man, that's what they. Oh.
Yeah, no, that's listen, it's great stuff. I had so much fun watching you draw. I need to make sure your live stream is part of my regular viewing. I don't think
I really enjoyed just hanging out with you and doing this. This was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
I was having actually kind of a bad day today, and this actually really brightened it for me. So thank you.
I am thrilled to hear that. I'm happy I can help out, man. It's always fun, hanging out and chatting. So definitely. So I wish I got more stuff done, but I just had so much fun talking and doodling that.
Hey man, that's even better than getting stuff done sometimes.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I'm gonna, but when we get off, you
got to run a show. It's hard for you to draw and run a show at the same time. So,
but as soon as we get off, what's gonna happen. My drawing board's gonna be with me. Yeah.
There you go.
All right. Do you have a moment to hang out backstage?
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to drop you backstage. I want to thank you for coming on.
Well, thank you for having me on. You have some amazing people in your chat too.
Thank you.
They're very interactive. I saw that right away. I was like, wow, that's cool.
Yeah, no, I like that. That
you got fans that love you.
Yeah, thanks. And I want to just remind you that Jason's eBay store is in the comments. His Indiegogo is in the comments. The link to the Getting the Wiz book is in the comments. All right. So there's everything, man.
Everything's in the comments.
Yes, it's all in the comments. And at the Wiz comic right there that you can see where's right there. Oh, I had it right there. All right. On Instagram and Facebook every Wednesday. I want to thank you guys all for watching. I'll be back next week with another guest. Get in Tune is back on a regular Wednesday night status or whatever the word is, basis. That's the word I'm looking for. I'll be back next Wednesday.
He's back, everyone.
Yes, I'm excited. And I'm getting all these phone and dings from Don Smith and Facebook right now. So I got to stop having this go in my ear. So I'm going to end the stream tonight. So everyone, thanks again. And Jason, thank you for coming on. Had a great time.
Thanks for having me. Have a good night, everyone.
All right. Bye, guys.
Peace.